Hello, welcome back to the channel Farmer Training Solution. Always I'm always Wilson. So now I'll be talking about group 6 elements. Now of the group 6 elements, of course we have oxygen and sulfur, which have medicinal importance. Of course we know sulfur is an ointment, does it in the pharmacy, and oxygen, we use this oxygen in these patients, oxygen mask. Now, of course, oxygen is a colorless gas, supports combustion. Of course, we know it lights a glowing splint, and it's commercially prepared from atmospheric, from air at that pressure. Of course, there are these oxygen centers in these hospitals which prepare oxygen, and can also be prepared by electrolysis of aqueous alkali. This one, the oxygen is at the anode. And of course, it's stored in blue steel cylinders. It may not be blue, but under high pressure. Why is steel cylinder? Because it's stored under high pressure. And it's used in hypoxemia, oxygen blood, in asthma, those patients, and again in all other patients to support breathing. So, what are the impurities of oxygen? The impurities of oxygen, we have carbon dioxide. Of course, you can pass the oxygen over lime in case there is carbon dioxide. You can get what? A white precipitate. Now, here you can either use one of them, barium, or this one, not all. Let me remove one. You can also use what? Barium. The other one is carbon monoxide, which can be tested by passing ammonia solution over nitrate. By passing the solution, passing this through ammonia solution over silver nitrate, it becomes black. Means we have what? Carbon monoxide in oxygen. Also, sodium dioxide and sodium monoxide are also present. They must also be present. Ozone is another one. Here you can look for the equation. Is there? Ozone is tested with potassium iodide. And that's you can always pause first review before you go to the next one. It will be better. Now, of course, the compounds, the other one is water, distilled water. Of course, all of us know water because water contains oxygen. So that's why it is also a compound of group 7. Of course, we have different types of water. You have potable water, potable water. This is one which is freshly boiled. Now, this one is used in pharmaceutical preparations. Purified water, prepared by distillation, water for injection, and all these other ones prepared by reverse osmosis. Of course, properties of water, distilled water. It is colorless, transparent, without odor. Taste pH is this. Specific gravity. This one means specific gravity. Specific gravity. Specific gravity is 1. Sorry. The impurities, we have the impurities of water. Chlorides, because you can just using silver nitrate. Barium chloride, sulfate, you can just using barium chloride. And here I'm sure you know that you can trace the equations and the observation. Nitrates of ammonia. What I forgot are the uses. The uses. Now, for the uses, because the first use is it is used as a solvent in what? Pharmaceutical preparation. It's one of the vehicles. Pharmaceutical preparation. It's one of the vehicles. So we know it. When preparing suspensions, emulsion, they always refer to. It can also be used to in reconstitution of powders. Powders for injection. Powders for what? For injection. So we know it. First is stored in sealed large bottles. because there are those small ones which can be bought, those small bottles which we know. The other product, other compound is what is hydrogen peroxide. Has a stringent test. This one we know it. It decomposes evolution of oxygen, prepared by acidified barium peroxide or by electrolysis of sulfuric acid. Here you can get the mechanism. Because it is assayed using iodometric method. As I said earlier on, we are going to have another presentation where we're talking about all titration methods. It is antiseptic, so it is used on wounds as an antiseptic. When you apply on wound, you get that charring sound. Why that charring? Because of the release of what? Of oxygen. Stored in orange glass bottles, and because why orange? Can easily decompose. Stored from the light. Sulfur, because we know sulfur, it is a pale yellow amorphous powder. It is used in ointment as a counter irritant and in allergic, also in allergic preparation. It is used in antifungal, those creams present in the pharmacy. The other compound of sulfur is sodium thiosulfate. Now, with thiosulfate, this is just a short summary. You should know how it is prepared, the tests, the impurities, and the uses. There is a colorless, transparent crystals with beta salty test, readily soluble in water. Salt is prepared. It's a long process. You can always pause to first review before you go to the next slide, before you go to before the next. And of course, the sulfate is used as an antidote in poisoning by halogens. It's an antidote, even in arsenic, mercuric oil, it's an antidote. And it is assayed using iodometric. Of course, I've said we are having other presentation titration. Now, stored in colored dark glass bottles in a cool dry place. There are other presentations in pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry. I will remain Wilson. Thank you for listening to me. Pharma Trading Solutions brought you this presentation. This is our email. You can contact us. Our WhatsApp number. We shall always get back to you. Thank you.